I went down to my local arena. I asked to speak to the manager, man. He walked up to me and said, "Son, can I help you?" I looked at him and said, "Yes, you can. I want to drive the Zamboni. I want to drive the Zamboni. Yes, I do." Hey, welcome back to another edition of the Smoking Puck Mobile, your Boston-based hockey videos coming to you from the Reverend Sully channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our small but growing channel. We're on our way to our first 1 million subscribers, and we cannot do it without you. You are the most important ingredient in this recipe. So smash that like button, turn on those notifications, never miss an episode, and subscribe to the Smoking Puck and the other shows that we have here at the Eric O'Sullivan channel. Yes, indeed. How are you? Hockey season. We're a week in. Things are starting to form like opinions and expectations. And you're a grown-up, so carry a handkerchief with you, so you're not a child anymore. Don't wipe your nose on the cuffs of your new champion sweatshirt. That's gross. Or be like a hockey player and just like put your glove to the side of your nose and go exhale strongly and expel that crustacean that's nesting in your sinus cavity. Oh, gross. He's talking about boogers. Welcome back. It's time for the Smoking Puck. Whew. So, we are a week into hockey season. And my Boston Bruins are looking pretty good. We're at 3-1, I believe the record is. And now we're on our traditional West Coast road trip that usually opens up the season. Now, there used to be a scheduling thing. Why do the Bruins usually open the season on an extended West Coast road trip? Because back in the 20th century, when such things were socially acceptable, the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus would come to town. And, they would have residency at the Boston Garden for a good week and a half, 2 weeks, and all the kids would come and see the clowns and the elephants and the hopes of fire, all that good stuff there. Jolly Card, coffee, tea pass. Make sure no one's going to bandit me here. What do you mean, please, card invalid? What? No, this is a good card. I don't get it. Motherfucker. Has it been 5 minutes? No shit. So yeah, a week in hockey season. There might be 2 teams left undefeated. Who cares about that? It's an 82-game season. And nobody goes 82-0 unless you're playing Sega Genesis, EA, NHL 97 on easy mode. So buttons, as my ma says. Let's see. So here, Captain, my Captain. That is the name of today's clickbait. And here we are in Boston, Massachusetts, home of the Boston Bruins, where we have started the season with no captain. Our captain last year, Brad Marchand, was, probably very responsible for the culture of the locker room and the direction of its leadership. He was fired. He was traded to the Florida Panthers for a second-round draft pick that ended up being a first-round draft pick because the Florida Panthers went so far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They actually won the Stanley Cup. Back-to-back Stanley Cups. So buttons. So we get a first-round draft pick, which would probably be, the Panthers being the Panthers, end up being like the 30th or the 32nd pick. I think they might have the goods to win a 3 in a row, a three-peat. You heard it here. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Let's see, but the two assistant captains from last year, Charlie McAvoy, defenseman, and David Pastrnak, winger, they're still captains, but they were still assistant captains last year. The same locker room, same leadership prolapse. They were part of this. So Brendan Carlo had to go. Charlie Coyle had to go. Bunch of, Trent Frederick had to go. They dismantled. Brad Marchand had to go. Jim Montgomery, head coach, he got fired. He got hired almost immediately by the St. Louis Blues, an organization he's got a long history with as a player and a coach. And as a head coach, took them to the playoffs. So the problem wasn't the coach. Brad Marchand went to the Florida Panthers, stuck immediately, became a productive member, being his usual pesky self. Probably he wasn't the problem. What was the problem in the Bruins locker room last year? I don't know. I'm still waiting to hear an answer about that. I haven't figured it out yet. Where did it happen? The year before last, we had the NHL all-time wins record, and then got eliminated in the first round by the Florida Panthers, who went on to win the Stanley Cup. And then last year, the season started great, and then it took a nosedive. So the captain went, the leadership core went, except for the assistant captains, the assistants, David Pastrnak, who signed, and Charlie McAvoy, both of whom have two of the three biggest contracts on the team, and just signed extensions or their big deals. So who is going to be the next captain of the Boston Bruins? I think I get my Lindholms mixed up. We have 27 Elias and 28 Hampus. And I think that's it. And one of them got named the third alternate. So we're skating with three assistant captains for the time being. Last time the Bruins skated without a captain was the 2001 season. That was after Ray Bourque got traded. That the C would eventually go to Jason Allison and then to Joe Thornton. And then re-signed Zdeno Chara. Before that, I believe that the Stanley Cup winners, the 1972 Boston Bruins, didn't have a captain. So, going without a captain usually, it sounds bigger than it actually is in reality. But I'm just a hockey fan. We need our captain is it's the captain. All right, he wears the C on the jersey. It looks great, I would choose Nikita Zadorov, number 91, free agent, journeyman. He, 31 years old, Russian guy. He never smiles. He's got this huge scar on his chin. He doesn't have that dopey grin that Pasta has, for the girls in the social media office, and for the puppy videos and shit like that. He's like Mr. Serious. I really like that. I think that we need that. For me, Nikita Zadorov, you should be the next captain. But he's not even wearing an A. He wore an A for one game in preseason. And that's progress. Um, that's about it. I mean, like so we started our West Coast road trip. We're playing tonight in Las Vegas against the Vegas Golden Knights. And the Bruins should be coming home sometime next week. It's a good experience for the players, bonding on the road, basically, it's like summer camp. These are the days they'll miss when they're retired. And when they're stuck at home with the nagging wife and the kids, always asking for money and, can I borrow the car? Like I know anything. What else? Nothing much. Good news, the New York Rangers have yet to score a goal at home at Madison Square Garden. That's cool. It's okay to have some Schadenfreude. I mean, the Germans have a word for everything. Schadenfreude means experiencing joy at the suffering of your enemies or others. The Rangers are probably my least favorite team. And their original 6 rivals. I love New York. I love Manhattan. But I'm in Boston. We have a sports rivalry with our... they're only a couple hundred miles away. This stuff between Boston and New York goes way back to the Revolutionary War, where Boston was a freed city and New York was underneath the boot heels of the British. And, what else? Yeah, so that's about it. I mean, hockey season has begun. I've watched a few games. Went to one preseason game. And, lace them up. Drop the puck. Bingo bango. I mean, one thing we've noticed about the league this year is it's pretty brutal. I mean, there's this level of toughness. Good morning. How are ya? There's a level of rough and tumble on ice that I think has been a long time coming. I think it's teams adapting to the Florida Panthers style of play. I've watched a few videos here and there breaking down the Florida Panthers, their style, their zone defenses, the way that they bring, the way they move the puck up into the offensive zone, and they play this this loose trap in the neutral zone, and it was a really wonderful way to break it down. To be like, wow, this is how the Florida Panthers are doing it with Paul Maurice. This is their paradigm. This is what they're up to. I'm like, oh, one of those moments where you just got to be shown the little seam, and you're like, oh, now I can't help but notice it. And now I'm noticing that and there's a level of toughness. So it's like, if you want the puck, they're gonna make you pay for it. They're gonna hit, they play the body, and if you want to enter their offensive zone or their defensive zone, if you want to, they're gonna make you pay for it. So there's an escalation and toughness out there, and I think that's got a lot to do with this is like a league-wide response to the Florida Panthers style of play, and that's good. That means maybe, and the Florida Panthers also have suffered 3 or 4 really big injuries. They've lost their captain, Sergei Barkov, for the season. He ripped an ACL and an MCL in his knee. They've lost Matt Tkachuk for several weeks. They lost, I think, 1 or 2 more players too. So they could be back by the end of the season, most of them in mid-season form. Well, that would be good for them. But they got depth, and they've got a system. So I still, for me, I think the team to beat has got to be the Panthers. It's got to be Miami, or rather Sunrise, Florida. Now, that's Miami, pretty much, right? How far away is Sunrise from Miami? Let me know in the comment section if you know. Let's see. Oh gosh, how many awful uniforms are out there this season? I saw the Ottawa Senators, their jerseys yesterday, and I'm like, ugh, man, this is terrible. Well, it's almost time to get up and get to work. Thank you for tuning in to the Smoking Puck Mobile. One of the last shows I'm doing on my ancient iPhone XS Max, which is about 7 years old. I'm getting my iPhone 17 Max Pro any minute now. It should be coming today. 2 minutes till the train gets here. All right, well, have a great day. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Drop that puck. Watch some hockey. Who's your favorite team? Who's your favorite player? What do you think about the level of toughness in the NHL this season? Who do you think should be the Bruins' next captain? Do you care? This is something perhaps only Bruins fans will care about. But hey, this is a Bruins-based broadcast. And thank you for being a big part of it. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you with more Smoking Puck. Ciao. Bye-bye.